We snogged. I'm sure we snogged. Me and you. We did.
No, me?
Me and you, Chris. At in Liverpool. I'm sure we did.
Oh fuck! Really?
We must have, mate. Come on.
That I don't remember, but if it's
Neither do I. But yeah,
if I was good, let me know.
you must have. How could you have resisted Hugh's charms?
I mean, he's a charming guy.
This is what I've just poured, just for the record. It tastes like piss.
what is it? Screw what?
Crew Republic.
Yeah.
So
Well, it
think
looks like that tastes. It looks like a urine sample.
Yeah. For the Americans in the audience, basically, that's like a flat, warm beer, and it's not really that tasty. That's a bitter, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's very pale. I think it's officially like an IPA, but let's have a look. Handcrafted Munich Easy. It's a summer beer, apparently.
Yeah.
Summer beer, right? Yeah. Looks like water.
It's not very good. It's quite strong, but it's not very good.
So who of you guys went to Las Vegas? Chris, you went, didn't you? Brett, I know Brett went. I've seen photos there. Did you guys listen to Mario Brown at all? Was he any good?
I never listened. I didn't listen to anybody. I did peek into the sort of big ballroom where the event took place, and walked through the big doors that looked like a vaginal entrance. Most of the time, basically, I was pretty much busy at the bar with the boys. That's where the business gets done, I think. Most of the time. It's we have preconceptions of what events are about, basically. I think basically when you get to a certain stage, basically of business, you don't worry about making or start sucking cock or doing anything like that. You go out, have a chat, basically. Whether someone promotes you or not, it doesn't matter. Whether they promote you the next 20 times, it doesn't actually matter. It's irrelevant. It's whether we can make business at some point. It's not.
This is the thing. When Chris and that came down to Bruton and saw me here, we were sat out in the pub garden, and I went, "So what's this product you've got in a few weeks' time?" Then and he went, and this is honestly, Chris's response was, "Fuck that, let's get a beer."
I like it. Yeah.
Honestly, that was really. It was like we're here for beer. Shut up.
Yeah.
Do you know what, right? There's only one marketer or one other person that's it. I hate referring to people as marketers. I can't do that. You guys are all friends. But you guys know Mike Thomas, Mike from Maine. He said that to me. He contacted me a couple of days ago, and he said, "Let's jump on Skype for a bit and we talk." And let's talk. And the first thing I said to him, "Sorry, I didn't promote for your product, blah blah blah." And he said, "Hugh, fuck that. Okay, we're not here to talk about it. Let's just be friends, and we'll just have a talk." And I like that. I like that when people just want to have a chat with you. I don't know if it's a gimmick just to get an affiliate on board further down the line. I don't know, but it wasn't like that. And I think that if you can take time out of your busy schedule to speak to somebody to help them just a little bit, that's nice. That's nice. It's nice to make friends, but in the end, when it comes down to business, you gotta put it forward, right? This is a business talk.
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky because I think basically when you first start off as a JV or as a young marketer, you are kind of a little bit desperate. You're trying to get attention of other JVs to go and get promotions. You perhaps haven't even got your websites fully set up in such a way that a big promotion could take off. Perhaps basically the PayPal account hasn't been past the initial teething stage, as I call it, basically. So you are kind of struggling, I guess. I've made plenty of bloody mistakes when I rolled out. Me and Brett, we fell out basically once, and there's a lot of the stuff is just silliness. It's differences of opinion and getting shit wrong. I've come to the conclusion that what goes. It doesn't actually matter. I'll keep making what I'm making. Focus on making decent bloody products to the best of our ability. I work with a decent team. We're trying to help newbies come on board. So we're actually working with new people and walking them through the process for nothing. Essentially, what are we going to get out of it apart from we're actually testing new platforms at the moment. That's our benefit. Yeah, and they'll get the value of our experience. But when you talk about meetings, I think that my whole career, literally, in this business, quite short so far. Really, it's only about 2 or 3 years. Really started with attending Warner's meetings. When Warner first started, basically it started in Manchester. Were you there too?
No. Liverpool was my first one, where I met you. Where we
Yeah, Liverpool was a few. Yeah, so that was about second or third, I think. No, it's about fourth actually. Event he ran here. With each event, basically, we meet different people, different ideas, and different different products, basically that they generally do. And each event, basically, we managed to work with either 1, 2, or 3 people somewhere along the line in that year that made us both a fair amount of money. I can only basically say that these kind of events basically are good to go in terms of the networking element, as well as the drinking element. You generally basically end up in the bar getting smashed. Yeah, that's pretty much the status operandi. It would be nice basically to chat with you guys basically on weekends and see what's going on. Do you know what I would really like? I don't know if you guys agree on this, yeah? Because I struggle like hell basically week on week trying to find a decent product to promote, and I just get bored looking at the JV pages. Yeah?
Well, it's got crazy, hasn't it?
Hey, listen here, but if you're fans of Delilah and Dale Taylor, they reciprocate all the time.
I don't give a fuck.
The thing is,
neither does Brett. Basically, doesn't give a fuck basically on reciprocation.
Yeah.
I'd rather people didn't give a fuck about reciprocation in the slightest. Yeah, you got a good product. Yeah, fair enough. It matches your list, and you can make a decent amount of money on it. Mail. If it doesn't match your list, it doesn't actually matter. You know, it might do next time, or the next product might work out well.
But then the thing is, Chris. Okay. Say now I was back in business and I had a decent list. Blah 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 blah. And I said to you, okay, this product's doing well. And I said, mail through, you make a lot of money. How many of those people that already bought from me are on your list?
There probably is a lot of crossover on everybody's list. This is the kind of business that we're in.
Yeah.
I'm now managing John Merrick's list.
Who's John Merrick?
John Merrick basically
the Elephant Man, isn't it?
The Elephant Man. John Merrick basically worked with Soren Jordanson in the early days when Zoo got started. Yeah.
The only reason that this works though is because multiple people promote something like he was just saying about crossover on a list, and for sure we all got the same list, guys. Yeah. But the only reason this works is because we're all saying the same thing. So if Andy says, "Hey, buy my product," and then people are saying that, they're like, "Oh, maybe I'll buy it. I like Andy." And then Brett's saying it too, and Chris is saying it too, and Hugh is saying it too. Now everybody's saying something's good, and that's the herd mentality. If everybody's saying it, it must be good. So even if you're on the same list, I mean, but the whole thing with reciprocation, like I just had a talk with somebody's assistant, and they did a promo for me, and I didn't promote back for them. And they said, "Hey, we sent you a bunch of sales on your last launch. You didn't promote for us." And this was the assistant, not the marketer. And I said, "Yeah, I don't owe him anything." And like, "What do you mean you don't owe him anything? We sent you a bunch of sales." I was like, "Yeah," and I sent him $13,000. So I don't owe him anything, okay?
Yeah.
It's not like when you mail for somebody, it's not like you're just doing it out of the kindness of your heart. You're doing it for half the money. So nobody owes you anything because you mail for them. You're doing it for greed because you want to make money, okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like Luke McGuire. He does all these big launches. I hardly see the guy reciprocate because he pays affiliates well. So why should he reciprocate? Yeah, it's nice now and then, but
it's not quite true. I mean, if Luke does mail, he's not the brilliant mailer. He'll admit himself if he was actually in this conversation that he's not the best mailing marketer. Because I mean, there's two things. There's a few skills you got to learn. Number one is produce a good product, and number two is to sell it. But of course, basically, there's another skill that's to mail your list, engage them, basically, and sell other people's. These are independent skills. And whilst Luke makes brilliant products and he gets a lot of people basically involved in his sales, he's not actually the best mailing marketer out there. He'll admit that himself. If he was in here. So, and it's not through lack of trying. He just hasn't. I think he's too focused basically on product creation. If I'm honest, yeah.
Yeah.
Not defending Luke too much, basically, but you could do mailing better.
Is he shit in mailing it? Proper shit, like.
I don't know. I just not sure basically that his list is as engaged with him because he doesn't mail that often. As for example, Brett will mail regularly. I'll mail a little bit less regularly, but I'll still try to keep up.
Yeah.
I think people that mail on a regular basis are probably more engaged with the list and they get a better response. Plus, the more value you provide to your list, whether that's by a review or by a personal write-up, the more likely you are, in fact, to actually make a sale. And also you get a lot more list trust. You got to work on these kind of things. It is the kind of business basically where you can very easily get wrapped up in the in the industry and become what I call a dirty marketer. But you've got to make your choices, and I think a lot of people basically stay on the clean side, and then some people stay on the dirty side, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah. What are your guys' feelings on other people that will just blatantly take your own product, okay? Take your own product, change it here and there, blah blah blah, and sell it as their own. Is that ethical?
Define take your own product.
So say now either software product, like let's take Volker, what he bought earlier. But the software would create WordPress websites. It would then take the images of that particular niche, post them to Pinterest, and then send them to your articles of that website to generate traffic. But then your version of it could incorporate Twitter, Stumble Upon, so you're adding a bit more features to it and making it your own.
They didn't steal my code though, or anything, right?
If
you added to it.
But I mean, they didn't use my code base. They started from scratch with their own code and stuff, and then just basically use my idea and add it to it.
Now you're asking. Yeah. So,
if they take your code, they're stealing.
Your own code. Okay, your own code, and they added to it.
Well, yeah, if they take my code, they're stealing.
Okay.
If they just take my idea, that's free commerce.
Okay, so if I made training, okay, and then my training said click on Twitter and make $10, but then Kurt Crowley comes along and he says click on Twitter and click on Facebook and make $20.
Well, that's different. See, training is different because training is knowledge. Once you give me that knowledge, it's mine now. And if I want to teach somebody else, it's no different than going to university and a professor teaches me something and then I teach it to grade school kids.
Absolutely.
Once you teach me knowledge, that is mine. Training is different. Code, when you steal somebody's code, though, that's theft. Period.
Okay.
Right. Now there are some free GPL-based code, which is freely made available, and it's licensed as such.
That's fine.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure it's GPL and not GNU, because GNU means that it has to be free when you produce it, when you make from it. So it's to stay free. Right. If it's GPL, go for it, man. That guy's saying you could use it.
That's exactly right.
And
just
I'm
like
sure
WordPress is GPL. Absolutely.
I'm sure Andy uses GPL libraries in his code. I do.
Totally, all the time.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna rewrite a JavaScript library when I can get one for free. I mean, stupid.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nobody's making himself more work than it should be.
Well, it's just, that's the tools. I mean, it's a tool that other developers have created so we can create better things. It's just silly not to use the tools. It's like saying I'm going to use a rock to make something, to forge something instead of a hammer because I didn't make the hammer. You know what I mean? It makes no sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we generally write stuff from scratch, basically, pretty much on everything. If there's a library available, then we'll take a look at it. Basically, if it saves us time, as Brett said, basically, then we'll throw it in there. Generally, the products are written like that. I mean, there's an awful lot of products out there which are thrown into the marketplace now as products with Code Canyon, for example, with the extended licenses. Yeah,
that's a big problem. Yeah, with the Code Canyon stuff, it caused a lot of problems. Everybody I've seen who's used Code Canyon and had a good launch has always had a problem. Every single time. It's like, guys, look, you can't do that. Okay, stop doing that.
Yeah, it's okay if they follow the rules of the license, but majority of them don't change it well enough. And it's like a broad term. If you change the product enough so it's different from the original copy, it allows you to go and sell it. That's pretty much the extended license, if I read the terms correctly.
Actually, the extended license allows you to create sort of like a SaaS and then sell membership to it. To my knowledge, it doesn't allow you the right to repackage that software to resell that software.
I think the problem with the extended license is that they have one license for all product types. So they sell libraries on Code Canyon. In that case, the extended license makes sense. I'm going to buy the library to create a SaaS. Or they sell video clips. I'm going to buy the video clip to make my marketing video. But then they also sell complete done products and have the exact same license. And then it gets confusing. Or how much do I have to change it? If I make it a SaaS, is it okay? If I add in a new function, is that okay? They should have different licenses for things that are designed to be incorporated, like libraries and clips, and then a completely different license for complete packaged products, but they don't. And that's where people get jammed up.
Well,
But you're definitely running another problem. If you're just a marketer getting the extended license from Code Canyon, you're sooner or later depending on the programmer. Because there are updates everywhere, WordPress is updating. Whenever a problem arises, and even if you know coding and the code is not properly tagged, there are no proper remarks where to do what, you're searching. Are you going to search 1,000 line of code, several thousand line of code another programmer has done? No way.
Brett, didn't you do a program that was like 100,000 line of codes? I think it was
Profit Canvas is about 79,000 lines. Profit Canvas is, and I used to do that exactly. Yeah, I tell people, like, that's why I tell people when they buy something and if they buy a software and they find a minor bug, it's like, look, guys, writing a modern software is like writing an entire novel, and there can't be a single typo in it. So if you find a minor bug, tell the vendors, chill out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Relax, okay? I mean, Microsoft is the largest software company in the world, and they have to patch their stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
constantly.
Going back to, and this is where I go back to refunds. And Brett, I would love to use yours as an example in the refund scenario. You posted that there was this guy that refunded all of your software in one go.
Yeah, it was a SaaS. He requested a refund. Well, filed a dispute for 6 months. He'd been using my SaaS for 2 years. He filed a dispute for the last 6 months.
Oh, did you win?
Yeah. Do you know what happened was? You know why he filed the dispute? I recently switched. I have all dedicated servers, and I recently switched to this service to another dedicated server. It was actually on one that was shared with 2 other SaaSes. It's gotten too big. It outgrew it, so I switched it to its own dedicated server. Instead of doing the work myself, I went to Freelancer. I hired a freelancer to do the move for me. Sometimes it's better to do things on your own, apparently. The guy messed up the DNS. So some people weren't getting access for 48 hours. Because of that, he felt like he needed a refund for the last 6 months.
Jesus.
I was like, dude, just wait. I fixed the DNS. Just wait a minute. Just wait a little bit. It'll be back on. None of your data is gone. It's just a DNS issue. It was a minor DNS issue. It was intermittent. Some people were getting access, some people weren't. Like, just chill out. He goes, no, I want my money back. I want it back now. He's yelling. I'm like, holy shit, dude.
Most hosting providers do 99.9%. 48 hours over 6 months, that's less than 99. That's less than that 0.1%. So.
Well, a big part of the industry is we give, and I say this on my Facebook. I just did a live on Facebook. We give a lot to the customers. We really do. And customers have really high expectations. I just got yelled at on Facebook because a guy messaged. I was talking on Facebook, and he asked a question. He said, I just bought a product. It's in the middle of the launch. I sent in a support request because I'm not getting access. I got an auto response back that says it takes 24 to 48 hours to get a live response. He goes, what do you guys think? Is this vendor no good? And I should ask for a refund because I think this is ridiculous. So I wrote him back and I was like, look, he's in 24 to 48 hours is standard. He's in the middle of the launch. That's basically the store is full of new customers. The checkout lines are full, and you're expecting him to answer you in a couple of hours more than the standard. I was like, you are being ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And he wrote me back, oh, you're such an asshole. I'm like, no, I'm actually not. You are. I mean, there's a lot of expectations. These customers expect everything to be handed to them, done for them. You know, I paid PayPal $40,000 a year in fees. If I send them an email, I'm not getting a response for 3 days.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because somebody buys a $9 plugin off you, they think you should be sitting at your desk all day long to answer them at 2 in the morning in case they happen to have a question that has nothing to do with the product.
Yeah, I blame Warrior Forum for that.
But they also believe that when it's a training product, when you're teaching them about this internet lifestyle we apparently have, where you're not tied to your freaking desk all the time, and yet they expect to have a response in. Yeah, I've had cases in the last, well, prior to this week because I took the week off, but last week I had cases where people on the Vidical launch were firing in disputes with PayPal because they opened a ticket 2 hours ago and didn't get a response. Never mind that 2 hours ago to them was 4 a.m. in the morning UK time, and like 11 o'clock at night East Coast time, which is where one of my support guys who helps out on the support desk is. So, you know.
Well, time zones are exactly the reason why 24 to 48 is the. My customers used to always send me friend requests. They were always sending me a friend request, and I was always approving. I stopped doing that. Here's why. 2 nights ago, freaking a guy sends me a support ticket, waited 2-3 hours, didn't get an answer, so decides he needs to start Facebook messaging me. Okay, now I have my phone by my nightstand, my bed nightstand, because I use it for my alarm clock. My phone's ringing. I wake up. It's this fucking guy messaging me. He's like, "Hey, Brett, I've been waiting for a support ticket for 3 hours. Are you going to answer me?" I'm like, "No, I'm in bed. It's 3 a.m. Okay,
Yeah,
leave me the fuck alone."
It is honestly the equivalent. But I had a conversation with Barry about this, and we were saying it's like someone goes into town on a Friday afternoon and buys a pair of shoes, and they get home and they try them on, and in the light at home, they don't look quite the same shade of colour, so they're not happy with them. So they think, right, I'm going to go back to the shop. It's 9 o'clock at night. They go into town anyway, and the shop's shut because it closes at 5:30. So they stand there and they go, what shall I do? I know. I'll wait 2 hours, and if they don't open up, I'll just phone my credit card company and ask for a refund. That is the equivalent of what they're doing.
Yeah, but people are impatient on the web. They're impatient, basically waiting for pages to load. They're impatient for getting for support. I think that comes with the job really nowadays. I don't think I would like to get woken up at whatever time in the morning, basically with the support ticket. Luckily, Alicia and Mike can't handle that because I'll probably just go stir crazy. But yeah,
I put nighttime mode on. Very useful.
Night mode. Yeah, probably a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of an industry thing. People don't like waiting for pages to load. People don't want that service now. People, if they haven't got the goods after going through the checkout, and their email's gone into spam, they haven't got that login ID or number or URL or whatever it is. They get pretty annoyed and frustrated, and they just tend to vent very quickly, I think.
What do you think about that, Andy?
The interesting thing is they get their product and never use it.
I did, honestly.
That's true. I mean, the percentage of people that actually use our products is what 20%?
If that.
Right.
When I had that SaaS has 7,000 users. When that SaaS went down for it was almost 48 hours. It went down because of the DNS issue. One guy messaged me about it.
Right.
I'm like, where's the other 6,999 people? Seriously.
Was that on Profit Canvas?
No, that was on Squeezematic, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So,
Well, listen, I think part of the problem are the big failures like Rymac. That sets a tone where people don't trust anyone, and then everyone has to earn that trust back. That's why I was the first person to raise the question, okay, first we need to determine whether he's dead or alive. And it took almost a week to get proof of life. But that's why I jumped on that. Somebody invited me to be an admin for the Rymac is Missing thing on Facebook, because there are over 10,000 people who got screwed with all the products, got everything turned off, and people had actually built local brick and mortar businesses, those, that American term y'all talked about earlier, but they had built huge businesses based on his software. So I just jumped into it to try to help people find replacement products. And and brought anybody I could in there that could help everybody, because everybody was pissed and they were taking it out on other marketers.
Who was the vendor?
Ryan McKinney.
Ryan McKinney.
And Josh had had promoted his last one, and I run Josh's Facebook group, and we probably had 50 complaints right in there, and so I just got proactive. And I think really that's the key. When something goes really bad wrong in a mass fashion like that, you got to do something positive for the people who've gotten screwed, because some of these people lost tens of thousands, or one guy lost over $100,000 because of that, and because they lost clients.
It's because internet marketing, people in this IM whole thing don't treat their business like a business.
A business, right?
Isn't it? I mean, if I walked out my front door tomorrow morning, got knocked down by a bus, all my SaaS platform stuff, all my software with licensing systems keeps running, because I have 2 or 3 levels deep of cover. So it passes. I have someone in my family that understands how it all works and knows enough that it will keep running. If we as a family were to we went out got on a family holiday and the plane crashed, I have people it passes to that can control it and keep it going as a going concern. So my customers are covered, regardless,
right.
If anything happens to me or my immediate family. If a nuclear, you're probably all screwed, but but I've got as much cover as I can
wait till
possibly
November
have
night.
I can have in place.
Wait till November.
God.
Yeah. I've got all that in place, but and still people are like, if people knew how much they were really buying into when they bought a $20 access to a product, it's because there are some of us that treat this like a proper business and have run it as such, and we came from the business world into IM. Sort of thing. And
that's why I've always been. I keep telling you two guys, Andy and Brett, y'all need to get together in the same place, which you are now. I'm good, glad to see. But you guys preach the same thing. You're running a business, treat it like a business, build it from the ground up. And I tell everybody to buy is it the 2%er?
5%.
That document, 5%er, right?
Yeah.
Because I think you put a whole lot of wisdom right in that thing, and it doesn't matter how much you keep raising that price, Andy. It's still worth it, because you can, if somebody reads that, then they can actually prevent a whole lot of suffering, and just do the right things from the get-go.
What's the 5%? Is that a training, Andy?
It's basically
it's a report.
Brett.
Brett, I will send you a copy.
I was just going to ask you if I could have review access.
Whoa. Hang on. I paid $40. Fuck it. Brett,
you know,
$40.
Yeah, you're not.
I got
Brett.
in on early bird. Robin got the early bird. Yeah.
You paid $40. I think I paid 7. It wasn't 7 when it was launching the first time on Warrior Forum.
27, whatever it was.
It's been sold at several price points.
Hey, Brett, when you're done reading it, just go ahead and send that over to me.
Yeah.
And ask for a refund. Get a refund.
Well, the reason I brought that up is because, Brett, when you read it, you go, well, wait a minute, I wrote this. Andy stole this from me, because you guys are preaching the same thing, and people are responding to that. On both of your blogs, and probably a lot of us, you'll see the same names on both your blogs, because people are tired and they're waiting for marketers to speak out and say, how can we improve this? Because the last talk you did, Brett, about there's so many people who shouldn't be in the business. You were saying 50% of the people who are trying to get in this business, you need to, just go home. Go do something else. Go get a job. Don't screw up your life and mess with this. Because those are the people who are funding all those $7, $5, $3 products.
Robin,
and they spend thousands a year on it.
Robin, you'll love the post then that I made. I was in that, I was in the industry. I was making tens of thousands, well, not tens of thousands. I was making thousands. Okay, and all of a sudden, I seen exactly what was happening in the industry. My list was full of people who wanted to make money quick, and I deleted everything. I deleted my website. I deleted my list. On that blog post, I didn't say I deleted my list, but I have now deleted my list. I've deleted all my YouTube videos, and I'm starting from scratch. Okay, in literally 2 days, I've managed to gather 30 subscribers onto my list, and I am starting from scratch because what you said.
Since when?
This was since I don't know, last week or the week. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. I done all this. I went in big depression mode. I'll send the link to you into your personal Facebook chat thing.
Okay.
But the reason why I done it is that because at the time I wasn't really treating it like a business. I thought that this internet marketing was you release a product, okay, and my product was good. I was helping people. I was showing them how to make money on Fiverr, freelancing and stuff. And then I was selling affiliate products, and I was making good money, really good money. I haven't seen so much money in all my life. But then I looked at the stuff I was promoting. I looked at what I was taught. I was teaching people to do the same. It wasn't working out well. And I thought, right, this business is shit. The way I'm doing it is shit. I'm not treating them like a business. All I'm taking is people's money here. I'm not giving them any value. Some of the stuff I did review, some of the stuff I did sell was good. It was good. What was good?
Reframe that. You see, I would say basically that the mistake that you made, and it's your fault. The one thing that we do basically as business people, we've got to basically admit when we fuck up. I don't think I'd ever delete a contact off my list unless that list has become unresponsive to me basically for a period of time, and that not through poor inboxing, but just purely that she hasn't answered an email basically from me for the last year and a half. Because that is a business decision. Okay. The key thing basically to understand is that we are all in the business to make money. We can do that and balance it out by being ethical too, by selecting the products that we think best fit or best serve our audiences, or provide the best value. And if you keep doing that, you'll never need to delete your list, because you've done your due diligence. There's always going to be someone, by the way, who won't think that they received good value. There's always going to be a vendor that you're going to promote that won't deliver on their promise. It's going to happen. It's just the way the business is. We are in that kind of business. Doesn't mean that every vendor in this industry, by the way, is like that. Yeah.
Oh no.
Right.
I didn't say that, Chris. Yeah, no. Not every vendor is like that. But what I was doing, I was just mailing review after review, income reports after review after review. There was none of this. I don't know what you guys do now. Is these Facebook groups and saying, hey, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. Like I don't know. Brett's probably the only group that I'm in. I'm on Andy's list as well. That type of stuff. Kurt, I'm not on your list for some reason because I bought your products. I'm not on your list. I don't know why I didn't get any emails from you. That's where I hit depression mode. It's like I'm not really treating this like a business. I'm just fucking taking money off people, and I don't like it. I don't like the money's good, but I don't like it.
That's the purpose of a business, though, Hugh. The purpose of the business is to make money.
Yeah,
that is the defining characteristic of a business. So as long as you're sticking within your morality and you're not saying, I know this doesn't work, but this is a friend of mine, so I'm going to promote it. I mean, I like everybody on this call right now. But if you ask me to promote something that doesn't work, I'm going to tell you no. You know what I mean? And I expect you to do the same to me. You know?
Yeah.
If it's not a good fit, if it doesn't really sort of go in the market, you got to make your calls yourself. You are running an independent business within this little bubble, and you got to remember this is a bubble, by the way.
Truly.
And and internet marketing basically is a tiny bubble, basically on a grand scheme of things. Basically, there's much bigger businesses out there, people doing way better than us. Basically, we just pat ourselves on the back when we do well. However, it's a great cash flow business. It's a great business to learn your selling. So the way you present stuff on page, what actually works. It's a great way to learn funnels. It's a great way to educate yourself before you move yourself into big world stuff. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people run this as a 24/7 business, and that's fine. But you've got to understand basically that we are still in a little bubble. our community is what? I mean, how many buyers really in this bubble? 100,000, 120,000, 200,000?
I would say
You know,
two.
you know,
I would
Chris,
say
even
200,000.
In this bubble, I mean, how many buyers in the world that are interested in marketing products to to their clients? There'll be millions, yeah. So as long as you understand that there are different levels to everything. People that are selling products at Warrior, I respect people that sell products at $5, $7, $10, whatever it is. As long as they sell those products ethically, and as long as they deliver on what they promise, basically within that, and there's plenty that don't. I have no problem with people selling products at $5, $7, $10, $15, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I have no problem with people selling products at $17, whatever, as long as they deliver. And people get in comfort zones. People stick. So when they start selling stuff at $5, $7, that's what they see selling, and they just keep doing it. People within $27 marketplace, they keep selling $27 products, $37 products, and they're comfortable with that. They don't want to move too much further than that because that's past the comfort zone. There are people that sell products at $197 all the time, and they sell those products really well. Chris Records, one of them. There's a few. Friend Andy Fletcher has basically just sold one 197, right? He's on that particular category level of selling products, and that's cool. That's where they're comfortable. There's people that sell products at $997 all the time, and they deliver value to clients. The people that sell products at $10,000, $15,000, $50,000. So, and I think with I love that. I think basically what most people get stuck at is at a level of selling a product. And that is basically a price level, a price point where they target and they keep generating stuff. And that's where they tend to get stuck. There is always another level, not necessarily a pricing level. It could be, a business structure level. They restructure and sell products to another market. And you've got to understand that what we live in is in a comfort zone. We are right now in a comfort zone. Every single one of us basically on here sits within a little comfort zone basically, and we're comfortable basically doing what we're doing, all right? If we push ourselves out and change something and get past our fear point, we'll move to a different level, think, what the fuck was I doing selling $17 products? What the fuck was I doing selling $37 products?
Yeah.
Chris, I brought that up to Brett the other day in his, when he, what do you call that? A video?
Ooh, it's all about Brett. It's all
about.
Brett.
No. he was talking about. I don't know what he was talking about, but maybe spreading out or changing your business a little bit. And I brought up Mark Cubana, who does Places Scout. That was an awesome product he brought out on the Warrior Forum. And for 2 years, I mean, it was like $100 a month, maybe 200 the next year. He kept upping it just a little bit, but he took that product out to the local market, made it an enterprise level product, and made it mainstream. You will find him charging out, I mean, just off the chart prices for that same software. But he's got 20,000 local markets to sell in it, and every single business in the U.S. alone.
What does mainstream mean? Sorry.
Mainstream. We're talking about the IM market, with a finite 200,000 buyers. Basically, Chris was saying estimated, right? Well, Mark took that market and then out, and it is exponential now. There's no business in the U.S. that can't use that product if they are a local business. You follow me?
So like internet marketers and Aweber.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, and like Brett, his Profit Canvas. When Profit Canvas came out, Joshua Zamora and I had a conversation about that. It was like, you know what? This product is enterprise level, but I don't know if Mike and Brett realize that. Just with a little tweaking, focusing it more on the needs of a local market, that thing could go off the chart and be used by every business everywhere.
Hey, Robbins.
And they just don't realize it. So that's why I brought it up.
Robin, to be honest, a product like Profit Canvas, which is a very good product, but you have a learning curve on it.
True.
The usual mom and pop business will never use it because they simply have no time for it.
Correct.
They will go to Fiverr or a freelancer or whatever and say, I need that and that, do it for me, Right.
I'm not really talking about mom and pop. I'm talking about There's a different level of business. But the number one problem I see, because I did documentation for corporations, that was my big thing. I documented software. I wrote the program. Oh God, I did the documentation for how you pick the lucky numbers in the lottery. That was fun.
Hey, Robin.
But what I'm saying is, it's the training that really is lacking in our business to take it over to a small business world, so you can tap into those 20,000 city markets. You follow me? So there is a dire need of better training. And the reason I pick out Brett, or I'm not picking on Brett, but he does some amazing training with his mouth. If you just take the transcripts and you have a good editor and correct a little grammar here, put a different period there or whatever, his mouth is like it's mouth to paper training documents, but he's not doing that. And I did it when Joshua promoted Brett's Profit Canvas. I took a lot of those, the training that he did, transcribed them, put them into documentation that looks more like what you see coming out of the corporate world, so that people would have starter documents, so they could hit the ground running. And how do you make money the first day doing this? Forget all the other stuff. Do this, ABC, here's your quick card. That's how we did all documentation for any product, any software we produce that, sold for $50,000 a month. You got to know how to get it up and running the first day, so a customer can actually use it and put it to work. And it doesn't matter if the guy's in his bedroom or it's a major corporation, they want to see results today. Yeah. So Robin, then you get all the other long stuff. But I see so many awesome software products that really are enterprise or corporate level products coming out on the Warrior Forum JV Zoo that have zero documentation, or their documentation is really bad.
Exactly.
And all it would take is, professional documentation.
The problem there, Robin, is, like Chris said, we're in a bubble. And most of us, like all of us, seriously, all of us marketers, we like to brag and show screenshots and income proofs. We are all really small businesses. The other day I posted to Facebook the other day. I said, look, I was all happy. I was like, I broke $1 million for the year. I was like, look at this, $1 million for the year. I posted it on Facebook. My neighbor owns a Dunkin' Donuts, and he does $1.8 million a year.
Right.
So that means I'm half as profitable as a Dunkin' Donuts. Okay?
Well, at least you're out of the small business thing. If you make over $1 million, then you're no longer small business, Brett.
Yeah.
That's the classification.
Federal. The federal says 50 million and under is a small business for software developers. 50. Yeah, so I'm 1/50th of a medium-sized business.
But on the plus side, you don't have all the staff management hassles. Hassles. The building's got a leak. You don't have any of that.
Some of those hassles that you're talking about, Andy, are also pluses. Staff to take care of easing up some of your own time. Brett puts in the time. He's there to support his own products. He's there working.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah.
Exactly.
There's the margin thing too. I mean,
hey guys, here's something.
Except that we know now that Brett is a hole in the Dunkin' Donut.
Hey guys,
there's a simple reason why your documentation business, Robin, will never work. At first, 9 from 10 software products are simply crap. Don't work in the software alone doesn't work. And the second reason is from that software that works, that usually has a learning curve, which 95% are not going to do, documentation or not. So as long as you can sell them and people are not using it, you simply don't need documentation for it because it's useless expenses.
Well, here's the flip side of that coin real quick. I just gave an instance a little while ago how I made some money by looking at WordPress plugins that were coming out. It was a brand new WordPress plugin. I grabbed it. I learned how to work it, how to set it up, and then I did a training set of videos on it. All right, everyone. Yeah, I think so. They may be working. Exactly. Let's see if they fix the actual images. Oh, that's exactly what happens. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Right. Exactly. Well, and the other thing is everything's on the GitHub platform. So yeah, everything's open source with Bebo. So if you wanted to do development, GitHub is where you get it done at. Matter of fact, I've already created a room. I'm going to be starting to create some more for it as well. That's exactly right. Well, let me get back to my rant. I had found this plugin, and so I did some video training. I walked people how to set it up, how to run it, how to subscribe to everything that you need to, and then I sold it for $17, and it sold very well. You can repeat that over and over and over again just by watching the plugins that are going into WordPress. They're free plugins. You don't have to buy them. No one knows about them. It's like Bebo here. No one knew about Bebo until I started promoting it. Correct. Hmm. Right. Yeah, Paul Lynch. Hmm. Yep. Yep, sure do. Hmm. Hmm. Mm. Hey, Robin. Yes, that's exactly right. Hey, Robin. Oh, yes. Lost stalls of the rips and shameless. Wow. Right. Donald Trump. Oh, God. Well, he still has that schlong from what I'm to understand anyway. Hey, Robin. Right. Well, and they're what they pay. Right. Exactly. Exactly. And the people that pay help pay the fee that you get your big star on there because you do pay them. Hey, Robin, quick. Sometimes you do. It depends if they're plugging a movie or plugging something. Right. 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 Hey, Robin, quick. Hmm. Oh, it's a great piece of software. It really is. Hey, Robin, quick question for you. You ever hear of a lottery company called G-Tech? I used to work for them. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Here in Missouri. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Right. Yep. Erica starter. That'd be awesome. She's talking about doing what we would consider a real brick and mortar, real style marketing business, complete 100% marketing based, and actually a production, doing the actual producing. Mhm. He's got a patch for that. That's right. No. What? Yeah, like how many video creation process software do we need? Mhm. Actually, no. Right. Hmm. That's right. Hey, Chris, not only that, but your endorphins in your brain go up, they increase because your brain is in search mode trying to find a way to feed itself. And that is when you become the most aware. Your intellect becomes sharper. So, yes, absolutely. This is well documented. Whole grains are much better than processed grains. Hmm. The wheat germ, the germ itself, yeah. Enzymes. Yep, cardiac enzymes. Hmm. Yep. Yeah, I have glaucoma. I could tell you all about that. Hmm. Neuro. Right. Right. Yep. Triad mesh network. Yep. trout. Trout would be very good. It's all, you got a lot of omega 3, 6s, and 9s in it. Canned salmon. High flyer. Thrive. Right. Meow. Folks, I'm going to get off here. I'll talk at you all later. Enjoy it. Stay on here as long as you want. But just to let you know, I have been recording for the past hour and 45 minutes.